Hi guys, it's Brookelynne and welcome to my channel. So today's video is going to be a story time, and this story time is way back when I was 16. So I was a little immature teenager, and you may be thinking, typical immature teenager? No, literally try a preteen trapped in a teenager's body type of immaturity and you'll get the picture. So it's going to be about time my crush went with another girl, and this is so cringy. I'm cringing even thinking about me actually sitting down and telling you a story because it is cringy AF, but we're going to get into it. We really are. I have my wee green tea. It's tea, I think it's chamomile, my husband made me it. Ready to have a wee sippy as I'm telling you a story, just set the tone, why not? So back when I was 16, it was like a few years after I started to develop crushes and everything. Like you do as a teenager, it's typical normal development, you get that. But I was away at summer camp. I'm not going to say the exact names of people, the exact places I went to, whatnot, just for privacy reasons, but we'll just call it summer camp. But it pretty much was, it was with an organisation for people who have a visual impairment of some sort. So it was summer camp. We went away on a residential, so pretty much summer camp, and we stayed in these kind of big houses, like bungalow houses, chalets you call them, but they're pretty much like big bungalows. We stayed as a group in them, which like a group of us would have shared a room, then the other room would have been like another like a few people, not another person, a few people. So it would have been all the girls in one room, all the boys in one room, or if it's a big group, 2 rooms for the girls, 2 rooms for the boys, and then a room or 2 for the leaders. That's how it would have worked. Or if it was an even bigger group, it would have been like 2 houses where like the boys would have been and the girls would have been. So just setting the tone, even though you may not really be interested in all the details, but I like to tell my story with detail. So at this point I was like, I'm gonna say it, I felt ugly, and looking back I hadn't really found myself. Looking back, I look at the pictures now, I am embarrassed by it, but I'm not gonna put myself down. And well, I kind of was a bit ugly because I didn't really, I was like an ugly duckling who hadn't like developed her identity yet. She was on her way there, but she was unhappy with who she was and how she looked. It was kind of like an awkward looking, because I didn't really have anyone properly like day to day to show me like how to dress up and to show me how to like express myself and do makeup and even just day to day like express myself. Because yeah, I'm not gonna sound like a loner or a winter here, but I didn't really have many people who actually got me, and I'm not saying to have any disrespect for my family because I love them, but just how I felt at the time. And I was just an awkward teenager. I was a teenager, so I get the picture, but I just didn't really have people like-minded people who were there to help me. I did have a few, but who were there like day to day to help me become the person I'm meant to be and have that kind of, we can relate to, and they can like just guide, like that proper guidance for me. Like I didn't have a big sister type of relationship. Yeah, I had cousins, but I didn't really have that day to day where like, here Brookelynne, let's help you type of thing. And again, I'm not trying to diss anyone because everyone in my life is lovely, and yeah, but I'm just kind of setting the tone here, just so I just felt like I was an ugly duckling. I didn't like how I looked. I felt I was too fat, and I was a bit chubby back then, not loads, but I was a little bit. I just didn't like how I looked, and I had mousy blonde hair, and it was match her hair colour, and I was too pale. Like I did wear a tan back then, but it wasn't, well, I suppose I wasn't regularly, but I wasn't doing it as much as, I didn't know how to like properly get it right and do makeup right. I did know how to do some makeup, but I didn't know how to do it like the way I do now. And when I did wear makeup, it looked a good bit better, but I just felt like I was some person inside, but I hadn't fully matured. and I hadn't really found myself, and there was this person inside my shell. Like, I just felt like an ugly person. So I was just really low. My confidence was low, and if you don't know me, I do have a visual impairment. I'm severely visually impaired. So it was adding that extra layer to that teenage insecurity, and because I went to like a special school, I felt like quite sheltered. I had like a sheltered upbringing, and there's nothing really wrong with that, but I kind of didn't really develop the maturity I should have had at that age, and it really set me back, and it really showed. Embarrassingly, it showed, and look back now, I'm like cringing. But yeah, I sound like I'm Debbie Downer here, but I'm not. I'm just trying to set the tone here. So yeah, so I was this awkward 16-year-old girl who was a size 12. Nothing wrong with being a size 12, it's just too big for my frame. I'm small boned and I'm petite, 5'1.5". I'm meant to be a size 8, like a size 10 at the biggest, but a size 8. 68 is my ideal shape and size, and I wasn't, and I was overweight because I was slightly overweight, but I looked like I was overweight because yeah, I should have been smaller. And if I couldn't go back, I would literally got my ass really serious into health and fitness and looking after myself, but you can't change back the clock. But I just wish I developed who I was earlier. Don't we all make mistakes. I'm rambling, sorry. You know what about me, I just ramble loads. So I was this awkward like 16-year-old who was like, had the maturity of me, a 13-year-old or 12-year-old, roughly around that time. So it was so embarrassing and so awkward. And we were at summer camp, if you remember summer camp, because of my talking, and it was with a group of people, like other kids I knew, and my siblings were there too, because at that time you could bring like kids who had a visual impairment could bring a sibling or two along for like moral support and to get the siblings involved in what like in that organisation, which was amazing. So with me, I felt like I didn't really, even though I did fit in a bit with the people who had the same size as me, I felt like I didn't really fit in, because obviously I hadn't developed that real maturity, and like to get to that 16-year-old maturity, I felt like, yeah, and I just felt like I was a square peg everywhere I went, and everywhere was like round holes, and I was a square peg, and I needed to like catch up. And yeah, so it was July 2008, because I'm 32 coming 33, depends on when this is coming up. I'm 33 in June, so if it's after June I'm already 33, but as I'm filming it, it's like mid-May and I'm 32, but I turned 33. But at that time, back in 2008, it was July 2008, so I just turned 16, and it was like the first or second week of July. I think it was maybe the first week of July. It was, yeah, it actually was. So I just went to summer camp, and I met some of the people, because there's new people. There was actually a couple of German exchange students who I'll get to in a minute, and we had like met a few of the instructors who took us. The place we went for summer camp had water sports too. You could do lots of water sports, lots of indoor and outdoor activities. It was a brilliant place, and we loved it. All the kids loved it. You do canoeing, banana boating, archery, like face painting, t-shirt making, a lot of stuff. It was like everything was like all activities, so you're pretty much doing everything, like a few different activities every single day, so it was keeping us all busy, and just it was a lot of fun. So we had instructors who worked on the site. It was like a big residential site for people like who groups or families coming in to have a holiday or a camp or whatever, like, and the instructors would have took the classes, the activities. There was one instructor who had dark hair. He was in his mid-20s, like, yeah, he's 24, so it's mid-20s, and he was gorgeous. He was like 6 foot, he was tall, he was slightly slim, had dark hair, but he had like a bit of a beard, and oh, I just literally, he was that type of person. as well as being good looking, he had a really good personality. He would have messed about with you and all and joked around and everything. We would have had banter, like, and I literally had a crush on him when I first met him. I fell for him hard. We'll call him, let me see, trying to think of a name. Stan. We'll call him Stan. Which is ironic because I stand after Stan, didn't I? I literally had a big Stan thing going on for Stan. But we'll call him Stan. And yeah, so Stan I thought was gorgeous. Honestly, that guy. Not his real name, but oh, he was gorgeous. And even if it was single now, I probably would have still went for him. Like, he literally was my type. Oh, he was gorgeous, and his banter. He was like a country guy too, so we had that literal country, like Northern Irish country. Well, actually, was he country? No. Actually, it's not country. Actually, hang on, Brooklyn, you're being bimbo. He was from Londonderry in Northern Ireland, so he kind of had a different accent, so it was like that type of different accent. Oh, he had that gorgeous accent. Oh my goodness, Brookelynne, stop it, I'm like a teenager. But I'm just setting the tone here, like I said, setting the tone to how I was. So Stan was gorgeous. I just literally had a crush on him, and I thought, I knew, like, deep in the back of my mind, even though I was a minor, yeah, I was all age, but I was a minor, and I knew deep down he would not go near me because I was some teenage kid at a camp which he was instructing, like working on. So obviously nothing couldn't go there. It just couldn't go there, and I knew deep down, but it didn't stop me lusting after that guy. Like, literally do anything, just look over and just smile and everything. Honestly, I probably look like a loony bin because I was nothing like I am now. I'm not yet I'm the world's best looking girl, but I'm miles better than what I looked like back then, trust me. But I was like this awkward, like, makeup, like, looked awkward, like early 2000s, but in a bad way. Like, orange face with a tan, like the tan, like tan gel and all I had on my face, and blue mascara, like, oh, and the hair wasn't even like a nice bright colour. Now, bear in mind, on that camp, I did actually dye my hair, but like with a wash and wash out. So I was like, sure, by the time at the end of the week of camp, because we were there for a week, my mum won't notice, because I wasn't really allowed to dye my hair back then, which was shit because I could look better if I had like something like brighter or darker on my face instead of mousy blonde, like dishwater blonde. That's what my hair was like. Disgusting. Just didn't suit me at all. But I dyed it like a cherry red, like a rinse of cherry red, and it looked nice, so it looked a bit nicer, but not really. Like, it still looked awkward. If I find pictures of what I looked like back then, around that time, you'll see what you mean, so I'll put pictures here as I'm talking. But I thought I was looking all cute with this nice tint of red in my hair. I thought I was looking all cute with my tan and a tint of red, and I thought like my makeup was cute, but no, hun, no. So I was like, Stan, did you like my hair? And he said, oh, it's gorgeous. Like, he just said, oh, it's beautiful, like joking around. And I was like, oh, like literally in my head, I was like, oh. My heart was like going, oh my goodness. So literally I had a big crush on this guy. This guy was gorgeous. I had a big crush, guys, literally. Oh my goodness. So we'll get to the German exchange students. They were students now. They were more university students who were like taking a gap year that just left school. I'm gonna put fake names too. So Charlene is the girl who's like significant in the storyline. So Charlene, and then Charlotte. So they look kind of similar. Charlene was more like, she had like a light brown hair colour, like a bit nicer looking than my natural hair colour, deeper, a bit nicer, but not like darker than much darker than my hair. And Charlotte had similar, maybe slightly blonde or like honey type of colour, like honey brown, honey blonde or blonde. But Charlene had like straight up brown, but it was like a golden brown. And she had tan skin. She had that really pretty, naturally like model type features. She was gorgeous. I know a girl who looks like a girl who's on YouTube. And I don't know if I'm going to post a picture of this YouTuber. Well, she puts herself on YouTube anyway. but I'm hoping if I do, I hope I don't get in trouble for it. So I think this, I don't know if I should say her name, but I'll put it here anyway if I do decide to put her picture, just so you can see what Charlene actually looked like similar ways. But I don't know if that's a bit, what's it called again, unethical, I don't know, but that's why I set the tone. But she had like a rounded heart-shaped face, like it was really nice to find cheekbones, but they weren't like anorexic looking, but she had like dimples in her cheeks and she smiled. She had beautiful white straight teeth, like full lips. She had like big eyes, like she looked like a model. This girl barely wore much makeup, but she had light tan skin. She was a size 68. She had like a slim, like very slender, lean figure. She was quite, not like really tall, but she was 5'6", so she was a good bit taller than me. Charlotte was like 5'8", so she's a bit taller and similar build, but I would say Charlene like had slightly more muscle on her and slightly more curvier, but she still was really skinny, and she just had a model's figure. Both of them were gorgeous too. Charlotte, she like had that more innocence like look to her. She was like, she had more of a heart-shaped face, and she had that like, obviously they were still teenagers, but she had that innocent type look where it still looked beautiful. Whereas Charlene was like, both of them looked like models, but Charlene was like stunning, like literally, and every beauty is subjective, so people seeing these girls in real life may think Charlotte was better looking, but in my opinion it was Charlene. So not dissing Charlotte, but Charlene was like literally the girl I wanted to look like. And yeah, so they were like German exchange students who were going to help out at the organisation, so they weren't in the same level as us kids, even though they were like 2 years. Well, Charlene was 3 years older than me, so she was 19. Charlotte was 18, so 2 years older than me, even though they were only a couple of years older than me. They were more like helpers, but they're also like interacting with us too, so it felt like we were like peers in a way, even though we really weren't. They were more helpers, but they were students too, but more university college students, not high school. So I felt like, oh, here, and also there was a girl called Lara who was 21 with blonde hair, and she was beautiful too. She was like a size 10, and I wanted to be like them. I thought they were it girls because they were like a clique, even though they were helpers and everything, but they were like a clique of girls, and they were like it girls, all looked like models, and I hung around them like a bad smell, probably ignored the heck out of them, but they were nice enough about it. But I was like, I really want to be you, I really want to be in your clique, I want to be good enough. Oh my goodness, I should have knew. Brookelynne, you're not on there at that point. Like, even don't even know now, but I don't like, yeah, I'm thinking, am I really even on our league now? Probably not, but at that point, definitely not. Literally, I should have known. And knew deep down. My sister even told me, like, you're not in our league, and they're older than you. You're a child of them, pretty much. But yeah, she'd have been like, Brookelynne, you're not in our league. Just work on yourself and get yourself better before you even think be all clicky with them, because it's not going to happen. They were nice, but you could just tell I was not on their league, far from it. But they were lovely girls. I was pathetic. So it came to like Thursday night, so we're all hanging out throughout this week and all enjoying the activities. Thursday night there was actually a party, like the staff at the camping site, like the residential holiday site. It was a camping site too, because you had like areas where you can put tents and caravans stuff up, but it was more like a holiday site. So the staff party, because the staff from that organisation for people with visual impairments have become friendly with the staff, and especially them girls who were talking about, Lara, Charlene and Charlotte. They've become friendly with especially Stan, but a lot of the guys from there, because there's all different guys who were instructors and girls too, so they all became like friendly over the week. So Stan, like, and the other ones had invited Charlotte, Charlene and Tara to the party, like a party at one of the houses, because they all stayed in a big house at the site. And they're all getting ready. I remember like seeing Lara, Charlene and Charlotte getting their nice tops and all on, their nice outfits, doing their hair. I remember Charlene like had her hair straight. I think her was naturally straight, or she probably straightened. She had like nice glowy minimal makeup, but she looked beautiful. She did not need to wear loads of makeup to make herself beautiful. She had it naturally, and I wish I was like that. I don't think I have it naturally, but she had it and has it probably even now naturally. So she had her hair straightened. She had it kind of like slightly, like her parting was slightly like here, like a side part slightly, and she just literally looked gorgeous. I think she was wearing like a black and white spotty top, similar to the style I have on now, but I think I had like a slightly cap sleeve, and I think she had wee boots on and like darker jeans, like darker wash jeans. Beautiful girl. And I remember they were all like, Stan was picking, Stan and I think another guy called, it's called Peter, so he looked a bit like Stan but he was different. They were picking the girls up, so they were all walking out, and I remember like we were all us kids, teenagers, but us kids compared to them, we're going out and like talking to them and everything. And I remember like, because we were walking down with them, but we were obviously walking back because the older like staff members weren't going to the party, it was only the young ones. I wish I was going. I said, like, can I go to the leader, actual leader of the group, and she said no, you're too young. And I was raging. So I was already in a bad mood that day because I wanted to go to that party. I wanted to see Stan, I wanted to dance with Stan, I wanted to just be with him. Obviously I wasn't going to be doing no sexy time, but I wouldn't have minded a kiss at that age, like literally. Or would I've? No. I knew like that would have got him in a big trouble. No. Right, Brooklyn, you're a bit inappropriate. So we were walking with them just down the wee street area, because it was all like, all the chalets were all in like a circle, like a semicircle, like a big massive, if you imagine that. We were just walking slightly, and I seen something that made me so angry. It made me heartbroken, girl. You didn't know what heartbreak was back then. Did a little bit, not really that much. I seen Stan holding hands with Charlene. Holding her hand. She was smiling, he was smiling. They were like cuddling in close. They were holding hands. And I remember everyone was saying, and I walked out too and seen closer so I could see myself. And I was like, yeah. And I remember like coming into the house crying. I was like, and then one of the other leaders, not the main one, but the other one, she was like, Brooklyn, what's wrong with you? Stan and Charlene, they were holding hands. He's gonna kiss her tonight. They're going to kill her. I was like, I'm gonna kill myself. Dramatic as what? Dramatic as no. Brooklyn, did we send that? Oh, I thought my world, it felt like my world was ending, because I fell hard for this guy, even though it was never gonna happen. But I fell hard for this guy. Stupid me. And my world was crushed. It was crushed. Let me tell you, it was crushed. Yeah. Oh my goodness. I was crying hysterical. I think I had makeup on too as well a little bit. So it was running down, like, I blue mascara was running down my face too. It was embarrassing, like it really, really was. I had like blue mascara on the lower lash and black on the upper lash, and it was all running down like streaks of black and blue. And my bronzing drops, like, well, they weren't called bronze drops then, they were called like a bronzing gel. It was streaking, so it was like a mess, an absolute mess. Oh, girl. And then I was like, let's just call her, let's see what I'm gonna call her. Paula, we'll call this woman Paula. I was like, Paula, he's picked her over me. Why? Why did he pick her? Why did he pick her? And she's like, darling, it's okay. It's okay. Look, he's a bit too old for you. He's 24. You will find your Prince Charming. But like, why did he pick her? I wanted him to go with me. And she's like, look, it would be a bit inappropriate. Look, it's normal for teenage girls to have a crush. You just have a wee crush there. I'm like, but why did he go over Charlene? And she's like, darling, they just clicked. They can't explain it. But I'm like, why? Why not me? What's wrong with me? I'm this ugly, I'm this fat, I'm everything. She's like, no, you're beautiful. You will find someone who's right for you, who's your own age. Just chill. But I was still crying, and I went into my room, like, where my sister and, like, a roommate who was more closer to my sister than me. But, yeah. So I was like crying, and then like they came in, and I was taking the big cycle. I'm gonna grab her by the hair. I'm gonna shake her. I'm gonna hit her. She saw my boyfriend. Love, he wasn't your boyfriend. He was a crush. And they were saying, look, you're crushing on him. You're crushing on him. He's not your boyfriend. He never will be. But I'm gonna show her she stole him off me. I'm gonna kill her. And you're like, Brookelynne, she's been nothing but nice to you. It's not her fault. She's an adult. You're still a child. And he's an adult. It was never going to happen. But I'm like, I'm going to kill myself. Not making a joke about suicide. I was never really going to do it or anything. But it was just being a dramatic teenager, as you do. So I was screaming, and then it's like, ah, and then I went into the bathroom because we had like a shared toilet. Like, locked the door. And then I was like, I done something embarrassing, right? This sounds how dramatic I actually was back then. I fell at the sink, I dunked my head, like, that wasn't, like, not for long, just, like dunked in and lifted it out. Like, just put my face in it, like, not my whole head, but my face. Like that, literally, because it was, like, just so heartbroken. Literally. And I looked at my face, and I was like, I'm an ugly fucker, aren't I? Like, literally, I was crying. Being dramatic, then I went out and they're like, are you okay, Brookelynne? I'm like, I tried to kill myself, even though I didn't, but I was just being dramatic. Oh my goodness, Brookelynne. And then they were like, oh. And then everyone just thought I was proper like dramatic psycho, which I was back then. I should have just wised up. Why did I not mature faster? The stuff I did when I was younger. I want to slap my younger self. I want to slap her, and I want to shake some sense into her, and I want to teach her how to do her hair and her makeup properly, and talk to people properly, and to behave appropriately. Now, she did need a lot of love, but she needed a lot of sense. Put it into her. I sound terrible, but it's the truth. I was just too literally. So I remember the rest of the time being heartbroken, and I remember thinking to myself, I need to look like Charlene. I want to look like Charlene. I hate looking like myself. I want to look like Charlene. And we had a party because we were leaving, like, was it Saturday we were leaving? Because we were arriving like on a Monday, and I think we were leaving on like, I think it was Saturday, because we actually arrived on the Friday, and then we were leaving next Friday, so we were having a party we were leaving next Saturday. Sorry, it's been 17 years, but I do remember it. So we're leaving the next Saturday, and I remember we were having a party in the house, like in the wee bungalow chalet, and I remember trying to look like Charlene, and I got Lauder straighten my hair, and I just put on a nicer outfit, and I tried to do makeup like her to copy her, even though I looked nothing like her. Love. It was like comparing the finest champagne to like Poundland champagne, if you can get that, like Poundland cheap Buckfast wine. That's what was like my attempt to look like Charlene. Love. But at that time I just wanted to be someone else, and sometimes I'm like that now, but now I'm more focused on being the better version of myself. But back then I hated myself. I wanted to be someone else. I wanted to have a different life. I wanted to be someone else, and I really was deeply insecure, and I still have that in me. But it's a lot better, but it's still in me, like it does still flare up, and it's one of them things I'm going to just have to like keep on like improving from. But I was really bad as a teenager. I really had a lot of issues, guys, as you can tell. But I remember like even feeling sad looking in the mirror, and I seen Stan too, and I found out they were actually got together that night and they were boyfriend and girlfriend, and I was heartbroken. And I remember looking in the mirror and like, you're nothing like Charlene. And I was trying to like flirt with like teenage boys, and it wasn't really working that much. I was trying to recreate it and trying to make Stan jealous. How immature, but it wasn't working. So that's a story, a crazy story time of when I was young and dumb. I fell for my camp leader and he went with another girl. Hopefully you've got some laughs out of that. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I don't know if I'm going to post this because it might be a bit too embarrassing while I edit it, but I think I will, just for a laugh. And to remind me to raise, like, if I ever have a daughter, either son too, because I've got like 3 kids, but 2 of them are French bulldogs and one's an actual human child. I'm going to raise them to be mature, because see, being immature, especially in this day and age, it does not cut it. You can just tell, it's so painfully obvious. Whew. So hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you again for the next one. Stay gorgeous. God bless. Bye.